as long as we come on air every evening, the whole world must listen. As long as we preach this very gospel, Chukwu Okike Abiama must be with us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiama who resided in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, Nna nke bi n'eluigwe, ka aha gị dị nsọ, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day, Chukwu Abiama binigwe, whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth, Chukwu Okike Abiama, to bless mankind through the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said, my name is Nnamdi Kanu.
Sabotuasini na simonu wepo ake wenofe makanoro kwa na kamado. Ndi boturino se makago manti anoro. Ebulisi yanantie soro. Please let me know in the comment section if my voice is coming out clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the comment section. Agomanti anoro. Ebulisi yanantie soro. That is an adage in Igbo language. Let me know in the comment section if my voice is loud and clear while we proceed.
Ogatinka by your life, because the end time is so near. Ndibutu inusi, agwawati matianodi, eburisi yana tesu, jiri ebigu makwese. Makanu boko, opa kichiria, abona boso mbihamu, ona yeku chikona kana. Asi maburo kuno male, ya buru miyaru. Namogara pala namu, surrounding was on. Obado maketo, Money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is right. Papa Mubaram see. Na Biafra balamu. Iyabuna nemene. Kambu paraya no. Bakano jife wata winyakaye. Akalobe ilo leseya. Oye wufe wapara nifeya. Nkabu paruko. Biafra is my life. Biafra, and we must go back to our land. That is the one who took us to say. Obonyega bara mufero, ifa ukemere ya 4 years ago. Gonna jump in there also. Bongo jira kuri kahala. Mano yes na bugoba na hibu. Wesi no choro wa Nigeria.
Somebody must go and tell Tinubu. Nobu noji lapu umu Igbo kafana ni femelu ndi umu Egypt. Yemekwa ndi zoo nke azua. Because history will definitely repeat itself in our own time for us to believe that what is written in the scriptures is actually reality, and it actually happened in this very planet Earth.
Think about your life because the end time is so near. Ndibutu inusi, agwawati matiano di. Eburisi ya na tisu, jiri ege kwa kwese. Makanu panu boko, opa tichiria, abona boso mbihamu, ona yeku chikena kana. Asi mabura kuno mare, ya buru biharu, namogara pala namu, surrounding bozo. Money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is right.
Okwano makego, money is not everything. Let's first fight for our freedom, because our freedom is our pride. Money is not everything for all to hear this very evening. Let's first fight for our freedom. For our freedom is our right and our pride. Money is not everything. I want all and sundry to hear this very word this very evening, because on Arabia Kwancha. Let's continue, my wonderful people of Biafra and lovers of freedom.
Makana wapana kamadu, muna fudu kwenanya. Lepa miriruwe, ogesi makasuna no. Oga think about your life, because the end time is so near. Ndibutu inusi, agwawati matiano di. Eburisi ya na tisu, jiri ege kwa kwese. Makanu panu boko. Opa tichiria, abona boso mbihamu, ona yeku chikena kana. Asi mabura kuno mare, ya buru biharu, namogara pala namu, surrounding bozo. Obado maketo, money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is right. Papa Mubaram see. Na Biafra balamu, iyabuna nemene. Kambu paraya no. Bakano jife wata winyakaye. Akalobe ilo leseya. Oye wufe wapara nifeya. Nkabu paruko. Biafra is my life. Biafra, and we must go back to our land. Arizekwana Chukwu ofufe. Ogonye gabara mufero, ifa nke mere ya kwenye sego. Gana chọkwa ime ya ọzọ, ọ bụrụ na ọ dịrị afọ ka ha laa. Mana onye si na ọ bụ gọvanọ n'ala Igbo, wee sị na ọ chọrọ nwa Naịjirịa, ya bido soro ndị Hausa la ugwu Hausa, ka anyị nwezoro nwanne ebe ahụ. Maka na ọ bụrụ na oluo n'ugwu Hausa, as a good governor he is, na ọ ga-achịtakwa ndị Hausa ọfụma.
Yes, as a good governor that he is. No, please, if you are here, endeavor to hit the like and share button and let others to know that we are live and direct. This very message this evening is going to be one of a kind. We are live and direct, and I want you to know that Chukwu Kikabiyama Bineligwe is bearing us witness as we have gathered to preach the gospel this very evening. I told you from the very first broadcast that I made a couple of days ago, when I returned to this very platform after listening to few unavoidable individuals, even though that I said when I made my memo that I don't want to hear or listen to anybody. After that, I told you that I only want those who want to listen to the gospel of redemption and those I want to listen to the word of truth, not gossip, not saga, because you are not going to get it in this very platform. According to American slang, they said, you ain't getting it. Now we must proceed according to the message this very evening. As you can see, the headline which says, Fulanis mount pressure to jail Nnamdi Kanu as MNK sends message to Biafrans and of course world at large. So, we have some few messages and some few videos to play this evening. If anybody commenting, if anybody making some idiotic comments in the comment section, don't worry about that person. Some of them are angry. There are 3 sets of people who are listening to me this evening. Not 3, 4 sets of people. Number 1 people are those who really want freedom and who want to listen to the word and of course the gospel of freedom, who are the people that I called a couple of days ago when I returned to this very platform. They are here. They are the number 1 people who are here, who want to listen to the word and of course the gospel of freedom. Then the second people who are here this evening are those who are interested in gossip and saga, who are not interested in freedom. They are here this evening, and of course, they will never like to hear the gospel of redemption. These are the enemies of Nnamdi Kanu. These are the enemies of Mazi Simon Ekpa. These are the enemies of Biafra restoration. And of course, these are the members of the DOS and those who were sent by the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom government. Pay attention. And then the next people who are here are those, one of them are those who want me to support one group and the other one want me to support another group. These are the people who are going to be always writing junk in the comment section, thinking that I have their time. I don't have their time, as the gospel of redemption will continue till further notice. You are highly welcome, my wonderful people of Biafra. Today's date is 17th of February 2025, and the time right now is exactly 16 minutes past 8 p.m. here in the land of Chukwokika, Biama. We are live and direct, and wherever you are joining us from, it is 16 minutes top of the hour from your location, irrespective of your time zone. And we are live in two platforms. One is Biafra Unite in capital letter, and of course, the other one is our sister channel, Biafra Unite TV. Now, without further ado, let us jump into today's program. We are going to be speaking about a certain interview and video that was, released by this very platform called the News Central. We are going to play the video. This is concerning Nnamdi Kanu. According to the title of this very broadcast, which I said, Fulani mount pressure to jail Nnamdi Kanu. So, we will delve into this evening, analyze it properly, and of course, send message to whom it may concern. After that, we will jump into the message of Nnamdi Kanu, the message that was sent by Nnamdi Kanu, and then I will show you something else, a very disturbing video and information from the United States of America, and then we will analyze it. If time permits me, I will as well show you a certain analysis of that very video, or if I may say, questions from a certain individual or an influencer who made a comment concerning that very development from United States of America. After that, if time is available, I will open the microphone for a few Biafrans to come in and, of course, make their contribution. So pay attention as we delve into the matter at hand. If my voice ceases to come out, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section. Very, very important. As you all know, we do not trust the network. Let's move.
This way, as the father of a nation, Mr. President is the father of a nation. Several senior Nigerian citizens, elder statesmen have come out to appeal and said, we can guarantee good behavior and conduct of this individual. Looking at the insecurity situation in the Southeast, some have said, if you release this man, it would lead to peace. And those that have been committing criminality, hiding under IPOB, will be exposed. Is it not time we look at alternative dispute mechanisms to deal with this situation? Is this something the president might consider?
So everything in life begins with the person. Like, for example, are you a Christian?
Yes.
So there are people, they call them born again, right? Do you know how they became born again? They acknowledge their sins. They repented. They are forgiven. Their sins are forgiven. They become born again.
First of all, he said he's a Christian. I want to let you know that this is a Fulani man. His name is Boala. His name is Boala. He is a Fulani man, so do not mind whatever he said. Do not mind whatever he said. If he like, let him be a member of Catholic ministry or Anglican, Apostolic or Catholic or charismatic or whatever. Even if he likes, let him claim to be a choosing. I don't care. He is a Fulani man because his name is Bwala. The likes of Musa will still come and claim to be a Catholic member, but we all know where they come from. They are Kanuri, and their ancestry is Fulani. So let us continue, because I told you something sometime in the past, that when somebody or some group of people want to deal with you, they will first of all praise you. Their first word is always to praise you and call you big names in order to soften your heart and your mind for them to hit you hard. Especially the evil people and these politicians, when they want to deal with you, they first of all, give you names and shower you with praises. That is how they do. That is how they behave. And we have decoded them. Let's continue.
Unless there is acknowledgement by the person in question, I am denouncing this. Again, they acknowledge their sins.
Let's
they
take that
repented,
again.
They are forgiven.
To peace, and those that have been committing criminality, hiding under IPOB, will be exposed. Is it not time we look at alternative dispute mechanisms to deal with this situation? Is this something the president might consider?
So everything in life begins with the person. Like, for example, are you a Christian?
Yes.
So there are people, they call them born again, right? Do you know how they became born again? They acknowledge their sins. They repented. They are forgiven.
First of all, I want to let this man called Bwala understand his name is Daniel Bwala. I want to let you know that this illustration of Christianity and whatsoever or what have you, when they are sinned, they first of all acknowledge their sins and then ask for forgiveness, should not in any way be compared with our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. We all know, the whole world is aware that Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime. He has sinned against nobody. He has sinned against nobody, and therefore has nothing to acknowledge and has nothing to ask for forgiveness. As he mentioned and rightly said a couple of days ago, that nobody should be begging for his release, as he has committed no offense known to law. And that is where we are all standing, and the whole world is aware of it. So let us continue.
Even their sins are forgiven, they become born again. Unless there is acknowledgement by the person in question, I am denouncing this. I want people. She talked about the de-radicalization. Then government can intervene. You cannot sit where you sit holding that thought and position that is criminal. And then,
did you hear him? He said you cannot sit where you are sitting and still holding that thought that is a criminal. That is criminal. You cannot sit where you are sitting and still holding that thought that is criminal. And they're still expecting the government to forgive you. I want to tell this idiotic element called Daniel Bwala, because of course he is talking to Nnamdi Kanu. He is talking about Nnamdi Kanu, telling Nnamdi Kanu that is a direct message to our leader Nnamdi Kanu that he cannot sit where he is sitting, knowing fully well that he's a criminal, and then expecting the zoo government to forgive him. This is just a joke. This is just a joke. You see, it is only in the eyes of the Fulanis that freedom fighting and agitation for self governance, self-rule, and self-determination is a crime. I want to repeat. It is only in the eyes of the Fulanis, the Futa Jalonians, that self-rule is a crime. But even the zoo that they hold swear today, none of them, nobody has ever come out before to question the reason why those that fought for this, shambolic freedom they have today in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, why did they fight for the freedom that they are enjoying today? The zoo that they host were. Let me repeat, and this word goes to this idiot called Dane Bwala. Have you ever come out before and asked those Nnamdi Kanu, Michael Okpara, Awolowo them? Have you ever come out before and questioned their, activities, their actions, and the reason why they fought the colonial masters in order to have the shambolic freedom that you enjoy today as a politician? Have you ever come out before to question their reasons of fighting for the zoo independence? No, you haven't. Because of what? You are a beneficiary. You people are benefiting from the sweat of Nnamdi Kanu and co. in the 1960s, 1950s, and 1960s. You are all benefiting from it. But those who said that they want to exit from the criminal entity have suddenly become criminals. That is to show you how they reason. And I want this man to get this message this evening. And his likes, not only him, because there are other people who are reasoning like him.
Your uncle, your sister, your brothers are pleading with government to say, bypass all protocol and forgive. First of all, our judicial...
He said, bypass all protocols and forgive. Nobody is begging anybody for forgiveness. This idiot must understand it. This criminal called Bwala must understand it. I heard from his PDP member. All PDP politicians are all criminals, including APC. Every politician in the zoo is a thief. These are the people who steal our, natural resources and money that is meant for the public and citizens with ordinary biro in their big offices, both in Abuja and every other state in the damnable Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. These are the people. They are the biggest thieves in Africa, in the entire African continent. The zoo politicians are the biggest criminals. That is the pure truth. They are even worse than Boko Haram. These people are worse than Boko Haram. They are worse than ISWAP. Talking about Boko Haram and ISWAP, we will get there. We are going to talk about it in a jiffy. Let's continue.
System, Nnamdi will have to have gone through the judicial process and be convicted before the president can exercise the order.
May thunder blast your mouth. Chukwu okike abịama bi n'eluigwe kpọọ gị ọkụ. Asị m gị, Ilien ya sagafo. Ingo mmiri ya sagafo. Izodo banani ya bagoku. Okpa gị gba okpa nwuru gị ọkụ. Izo ọkpa naanị ya nwuru gị ọkụ. Chukwu okike abịa ma bi n'eluigwe gbaa gị nya hịa gị ọnụ bend gị ọnụ hịa gị one side. Okoko. Go and convict him. Go and convict him. Why are you not telling justice? Is there anything like justice attached to that criminal name? Go and tell Binta Nyako, the wife of a criminal ex-governor of Taraba State. Go and tell her to hand over the case to you so that you go and mount there in the High Court, Abuja, to convict Nnamdi Kanu. Go right now and tell Binta Nyako to hand over the case to you so that you can be able to handle it and convict Nnamdi Kanu. Yes. Go and do it. You have the contact of Binta Nyako. Tell her to hand over or you can even contact Kekere Kun, who happens to be the Chief Justice of the Zoo. Contact her so that she can hand over the case file of Nnamdi Kanu. Go there, and he's a lawyer, by the way, according to the story that I heard about him. Go there. Or you can even go and tell Awomolo, who happens to be the prosecution counsel representing the Zoo federal government and of course the DSS, to hand over the case file to you so that you can be able to persuade whoever who is going to take up the case in the next time, to convict an innocent man, because you are enjoying the oil which is coming from, of course, our land. You are enjoying the humiliation, the massacre, and annihilation of the Biafran people because of our God-given endowments. Is there any other thing? That's all. But I want you to know, ndị Igbo si na ife teka mgbori ome. Yes, ma o mere n'izu o mee n'ọnwa. I equally want to ask all Biafrans who are listening to this very broadcast this evening, if you have been praying only but once in a day about the unconditional release of Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Biafran Prime Minister, please, I want you to triple it. I want you to triple it. If you have been praying only once in a day for the unconditional, or not even unconditional, for the release of Mazi Simon Ekpa, I'm talking about Mazi Simon Ekpa now. If you a true Biafran who want an unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then if you have been praying for the release of Mazi Simon Ekpa once, pray triple now. Pray 3 times now, not double. Pray 3 times. Morning, afternoon, and night. Even 4 times. Morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Not even for the unconditional. You want unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but I want you now to pray 4 times for the release, immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. You get why? Ndị nwere uche aghọtaghị ife m na-ekwu. You want Nnamdi Kanu's release. The prayer now is not for the release or unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As long as you want him released unconditionally, pray first for the immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. According to the news that we got last year, December, according to the news that we got, authentic news or not propaganda, according to the authentic news that we got last year, December, Mazi Simon Ekpa's case is April. This news, we got it from Finnish news site. Authentic news, not propaganda. Mazi Simon Ekpa's case is coming in April, which is 2 months from now. And according to the same news that we got from the authentic Finnish news platform, that Mazi Simon Ekpa's case is not bailable. I have never said this before. I don't pay attention to our people's propaganda, all those talks. Our prime minister is joining us in the next few days. I don't pay attention to those things. Mazi Simon Ekpa's case is coming in April. And according to the Finnish authority, they said that his case is not bailable. So he's not going to be bailed until he is tried in the court of competent jurisdiction. So if he is found not guilty, he will be automatically released, possibly compensated. That is authentic news. Or if I'm not here, I'm here for propaganda. So pray that his first court appearance in April, that he will be released. Somebody said March 27th. I'm hearing this one now. I'm talking about the news that I got from the Finnish news platform on December. His case is coming in April. That is the news that I got. If there's any changes in Cape Azoa, I'm not aware at the moment, but I will go and check. But I'm giving you now the news that I got directly from ULE, L-U-L-E. That is the news website. It's an official news website from the Finnish authority, from Finland, which that is the same website we are getting our news, even when our PM is here with us. So, having said this, the reason why I told you, if you want the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, first of all, pray for the release of Mazi Simon, immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. You get why. And I'm going to explain to you. But before that, let me acknowledge our sister who has blessed me with a super chat. And she said, I'm saying she, because according to the name, Amakani, Ordinanwa, my brother, keep pushing forward. We stand behind you unwavering. We stand behind you unwavering. And we are thankful that you are still with us. Stay strong. You have our full support. Thank you so much, my beloved sister. May God bless you as well. Even that name is so familiar to me. That name is so familiar to me. I think it's one of the names, one of the people that have been supporting me on this platform. God bless you, my sister. Of course, I know very well that there are genuine Biafrans who would like to, of course, listen to the gospel of redemption. Now, having said that, the reason why I told you, if you want an unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, first of all, pray for immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. The reason why I said that is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been held in the custody of the DSS for the past 4 years, without any trial or conviction. Do you know why? Because the zoo that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in their custody is looking at Mazi Simon Ekpa. Pay attention before we continue with the video. Pay very good attention to this. I am giving you the reason why you should triple or quadruple your prayers every single day for the immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Not even the prayer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. The only prayer you should be praying for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that God should grant him divine health. Divine health. That's the only prayer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Forget about his release. We are holding his release. The Biafran people, not the zoo. The Biafran people are holding the release of Nnamdi Kanu, not Nigeria, not the zoo court, not Bintanyako, not Kekerekun, not the so-called chief security or whatever, a minister of security or chief security, Keifa or Wazirike Polia, security, minister of defense for something. Can somebody help me in the comment section, please? Only for Wazirike Polia, security, something security, defense, something security. Rotelo, remind me in the comment, help me in the comment section, please. That person that Wazirike is talking about is not the person holding Nnamdi Kanu. NSA. Can you write it in full so that I can read it out, please? National Security Advisor. I think that's what it means. Yes. Thank you. National Security Advisor. That's what he meant. He meant. Thank you. National Security Advisor. Yes. No, he is not the one holding Nnamdi Kanu. I am telling you the truth. The reason why Wazirike was referring to National Security Advisor was because of his own experience. You know why? Because when he was held, nobody fought for him. When Wazirike was held, nobody fought for him. Right? Rather, the likes of P2B and co gathered his men, his henchmen. They gathered all of them, convinced them. I'm not going to use the word pay them because I'm not sure. Convinced them to drop the freedom fight, the agitation. It wasn't even a struggle. It was agitation. To drop the agitation. You understand? Now, they also gathered them to go and visit Wazirike according to Wazirike's confession or confirmation. They gathered all of them, his henchmen that he was hoping with. They gathered them, went to visit him in Kuje, in the prison. And then Wazirike became tired that his men have given up. So nobody fought for him. That's why he also gave up. And he was compensated. We don't need any evidence to tell us that Wazirike was compensated, because you cannot come from prison and then become a hotel owner and a hostel owner, in the old Imo State. So, but this very matter is not about Wazirike. It's because of we are talking about that National Security Advisor. So he is not the one holding Nnamdi Kanu. We, the Biafran people, are holding Nnamdi Kanu. And the number one person is Mazi Simon Ekpa. Do you know why? Because for the past 4 years, the zoo has been holding Nnamdi Kanu without trial or even court pronouncement on him, either to jail him or to release him, is because of Mazi Simon Ekpa. They have been looking at Mazi Simon Ekpa because they know that if you unjustly jail him, Biafrans are going to revolt, because Mazi Simon Ekpa cannot be there and stand the zoo jailing an innocent man. Why we have an army? Are you paying attention? So it was because of the presence of Mazi Simon Ekpa and his activities that has been delaying any kind of suffering that the zoo is planning to inflict on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Take it to the church. Take it from me today. Maybe I've never said anything like this before, but hear you today and hear me very well. These are the reasons you must triple or quadruple your prayers about Mazi Simon Ekpa. You understand? Because they know if they try nonsense, Mazi Simon Ekpa will never allow that to happen. It's going to take only one order everywhere, Muroko. And they know that we were fully equipped. I know why I use that word, where. So pray first for an immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa if you don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to suffer more than what he's passing through today. I think I'm going to hold it there for now while we proceed.
But there's still the presumption of innocence. He can't admit to what hasn't been officially said as a crime.
So if you don't admit, run through the process. You see, the radicalization we talked about, they were not yet charged to court. Some of them were in court. It's acknowledgement. If you don't want to acknowledge, what's the basis of saying, I want to free him? Because some people say, if you free him, we'll handle him.
So can you tell us what he has committed? And unfortunately, these so-called journalists, that's why the zoo is in a mess today. The zoo is in a mess because they only want to interview a notable individual, so-called VIP, VVIP, or a politician, because they want to use his name or his face to sell their product. Not to interview him, to question him, to ask him some important questions. They will just throw you very light question in order to convince the viewers that they are asking you questions. No, they are not really asking questions. The first question is, but what is really the offense by law, not by your sight or by your thinking? What is really the offense of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? For you to tell us that he is calling for Biafra, and then you quote the law to us that says, if you say you want to be free from a certain, a union or organization, it has suddenly become an offense. Is only, secret court that we know. Once you have already known their secret, there is no way out anymore. But last time I checked, the zoo is not a secret court. Those that run the zoo may belong to occultic, but the zoo as an entity is not an occultic, organization. Last time I checked, it's not an occultic organization. So, if you are bringing the mentality of your court to impose it on a so-called nation, then that means there is a big problem. So these so-called journalists failed to ask him very important question. But what is the case? What is the offense of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And for him to tell us that freedom fight or somebody asking for his freedom has become a crime. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called them brown envelope journalists of the zoo. Thank you, my brother, for reminding me that very word. We continue.
What I'm trying to say is, Nnamdi Kanu is not different from another average Nigerian. The press.
Very good. Now, he will say, after saying this, the same journalists who are interviewing him could not even ask him some relevant questions. He opened his thinking mouth and said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not different from an average Nigerian. I love that word. And I'm not going to say it's a lie. No. We see him differently, but others may not see him the way we see him. Others may see him as an average Nigerian. Right. No problem. This man who is Buala from North, if the so-called journalists that called you for this propaganda interview are unable to question you, I will question you. And I hope next time they call you, they will be able to remember if they claim to have forgotten. According to you, Mr. Daniel Buala, you said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not different from other average Nigerians. Good and fine. So, What is the difference between an average Nigerian to your own brother who is called the Fulani herdsman terrorist leader? Somebody should remind me his name. Bodejo. Please, Mr. Boala, can you tell us the difference between an average Zugeria and Bodejo himself, who happens to be, the Fulani herdsman, terrorist organization leader, Bodejo? Kautahore leader. What is the difference? Why should Kautahore leader be released unconditionally, according to our own eyes, based on what we see? Although we know he's actually right somehow, I will tell you. Somehow, the man is not that stupid though. Somehow, this man. But the first question, what is the difference between an average Nigerian and Bodejo? What is the difference between an average Nigerian with Omoele Showore? What is the difference between an average Nigerian with Sunday Buhu? These men were accused of terrorism and treasonable felony, and they were all released. So I'm asking this man, what is the difference? I will tell you. Even though they were unable to question him, I will give the answer because I have already thrown the question. This man is not entirely wrong. He shock you, Abi. No, can so you to the brokenness as a chokam. Otu aka na-ese asụ ya ndị na-asụ broken. Ịchọkam. The difference between them and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now is no longer an average Nigerian. The difference is not because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man. No. The difference is because these people that I mentioned, I will tell you where Igbo man and the Fulani man played a key role here. I will tell you. And the Yoruba man, I will tell you where he played a key role. But the difference here is because these people, the same thing this man is saying, that's why I told you he is not entirely wrong. You know why? Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, according to him, he said, you must acknowledge your sin and then for the government to forgive you. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not acknowledge any sin because he believes, and we all know, that he has never committed any sin. Right? So he did not acknowledge anything. I hope my voice is coming out clear. Please let me know in the comment section if my voice is clear. Let me know right now before we continue if you can hear me loud and clear, please. Please, very, very important. Let me know if you are hearing me from your own location, wherever you are listening from. If you can hear me, let me know. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not acknowledge any offense or any sin, but others acknowledged whatever sin they believe to have committed and begged for forgiveness, even though it did not come out from their mouth to forgive them. They agreed with the Zoo government to drop whatever they were fighting for. You will ask me, Biafra Unite, were you there? How did you know? I will tell you. I was not there. The truth of the matter is that I was not there. But how did I know? I know because ever since they were released, they did not go back to continue the fight. I don't need any other evidence. It's like Owazirike asking me, how are you sure Owazirike, compromised? Do I need any, or do I even need to see that Wazirike's signature with Obasanjo to know that Wazirike compromised? The truth of the matter is that since Wazirike came out, he stopped fighting for Biafra. Is it not true? Do I need any other evidence? The truth of the matter is that since Omoyele Sowore came out, Revolution Now died a natural death. Are you expecting Sowore to come out tomorrow to tell you, Revolution Now? It can never happen, but he can go on radio, TV station and talk, oh, how we supposed to chase away these political leaders and build a new Nigeria. All those nonsense. You can never see Sowore again in this life as long as the zoo continues to exist, carrying play card on the street, protesting with other people, and calling for revolution. It is never going to happen. The same thing with Igboho. He's a man I love so much. I respect him a lot. Tomorrow I will still respect him. But he can never ever fight for Duduwa Nation again with that agility that he, that he showed in the beginning. You will never ever see, whether in the zoo or outside the zoo, you can never ever see Igboho in that fashion again. It's not possible. I'm telling you today, it's not going to happen. I've said it before, and I'll still continue to say it. It can never ever happen again. Never ever. Whether under Tinubu or under any other person, he will never ever do it again. But someone else can do it. His follower can do it, but him can never. He can even support someone else from behind, but he can never do it again. Once in a while, he can come out and talk about freedom of Oduduwa people, this and that, submit, letter to British authority, American authority, German authority, all those things. It can happen, but he can never fight for the freedom of Oduduwa again. That is the reality. So, why is Bodejo different? And why is Nnamdi Kanu, as an Igbo man, different? Apart from Nnamdi Kanu refusing to give in. The reason why Bodejo may no longer be what he used to be, but his organization, which is Kautahore, will continue and will continue to terrorize the entire Zoological Republic, is because it is the agenda of all the Fulani political elites, including this man on the picture, the man on the TV, including him. It is their agenda to use this very Kautahore Fulani herdsmen terrorist organization to not only the terror. When we talk about Kautahore, we are talking about the entire Fulam. You understand? We are talking about the entire Fulam, which houses Boko Haram, it houses Al-Qaeda in Maghreb, it houses all their names. I may not be able to remember them, all of them right now, but all the terror groups in the northern part of the zoo, including, I think I've mentioned Al-Qaeda, the ISWAP, thank you. Chuma, thank you. Ndi Bosunucha na Abia. All the terror groups, this Kautahore, Fulam, houses all of them. ISIS in West Africa, that is ISWAP. There are many of them. There are eight groups. Maybe before the end of the broadcast, if I remember their names, I'll be mentioning them one by one. So, this very man and his likes have come together since 1991, which the late Muhammadu Buhari was the leader of that group back then. They gathered in Sokoto to agree to organize a group different terror groups, not only to chase during the time of Jonathan Goodluck, not only to chase him, because when this plan began, Jonathan Goodluck was never even dreamed of becoming the deputy governor. It was still under military regime. Jonathan Goodluck was never dreaming of becoming the deputy governor of Bayelsa, talk less of becoming the governor of Bayelsa, even coming to be the deputy president of the zoo. This organization has been there long ago. They have been planning how to take over the entire zoological republic through terror, through terrorism, till today. So even though Bodejo is no longer doing what he was doing, but the organization that he led is still there and is still terrorizing the entire zoological republic. This thing that I just said right now, I will bring it to you in a jiffy. Pay attention, just hold on. I will bring you the evidence of what I just said right now. Let us continue.
Who emphasize on the right of the ordinary man, and when they ask government, they keep saying ordinary man, ordinary. You must talk about the real problem of ordinary people, rather than certain individuals that are the symbol of catchphrase and buzzwords. Somebody has to acknowledge his wrong and say, I want peace with government. I want to renounce what I'm saying. And then you can say, okay, there is evidence cogent to say that this person wants to live his own ways.
So, in essence, I think the summary of what we're saying is that there's going to the government, the Nnamdi Kanu is going to be detained, and that the presidency will not at any point step into the arena.
The villa is not a police station. The president is not a prosecutor. He's the president of Nigeria, tasked with responsibility to govern Nigeria. Law enforcement will carry out their work.
Did you see that? The president is not, the villa is not the law enforcement agent. The president is not, the villa is not a police station. And the president is not a law enforcement agent. Yes. But this is what they want the public to hear. This is exactly what they want the public to listen to. You and I know very well that without the signature of the so-called president, that somebody that they deem as a national security threat can never be released. I want you to pay attention and get it right, my people. Without the signature of the so-called Mr. President, a man or woman deemed as national security threat can never be released. That's why I started shouting from beginning, from the very beginning. When we started hearing we are working on the ground, even before then, I told you that Nnamdi Kanu can never ever be released through the court process. And when I had an interview, the very first interview with the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, I asked him, what is the hope of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I wanted it to come from his mouth, even though I've been shouting it. This was in the year 2021. 2021. I asked him, what is the hope of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as things are going now? And we are working on that ground. He literally told me and the entire Biafrans that the only hope of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lies on our own hands. We. Anyị nwa bụ ndị Biafra. He told me in the public. If you know what I'm talking about, kindly let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about today. Let me know in the comment section, because I know that at least few of you, especially those of you watching from our main channel, our old channel. You will understand what I'm talking about. You understand? He told me from then, 2021, 4 years ago, that the hope of Nnamdi Kanu lies in our own hands. I'm happy people are confirming it. Until today, that very response has never changed. It's still the same. That's why I told you, don't worry about praying for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. If you want him to be released, pray for the immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. First. Then once PM is free and continue with his job, forget his here. You continue to see again, another judge will come. They will continue to do Nnamdi Kanu turn by turn. Come today, come tomorrow, come today, come tomorrow. Until the last day, they will tell him, okay, Biafra guy, let us, Rapuziani, we are tired of you. I'm telling you. But without that, don't be, if you hear any court pronouncement tomorrow, don't be shocked. I have said it again today. This is the first time I'm saying it. If Mazi Simon Ekpa is not released, if you hear any court pronunciation tomorrow, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. So you must, anybody who wants to protest in Finland, begin to plan it now. You want to do anything you know you want to do for Mazi Simon Ekpa's freedom, start doing it now. Don't wait, oh. Don't wait, oh. Do not wait. It is the same Biafra Unite of yesterday. Is the same Biafra Unite you are hearing today. The same or the now one. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Absolutely nothing has changed. Yes, I was angry because of our idiocy, because of the stupidity of our people. I was very angry. But after due consideration and listening to some unavoidable individuals, I have to tell myself the truth. In a freedom fight of this magnitude, you expect everything to happen. So, anything you know you want to do, start doing it now. Don't wait, oh. Do not wait. I'm telling you, do not wait.
Then people in government will carry out their work. And I want to beg the Nigerian media to not choose certain individuals and treat them as more special than other individuals.
You see, this is now when he delivered his main message. The main message that made them sent him to this platform to come and, grant this, use this useless interview or whatever. To grant this nonsense he called interview is just to deliver this message, to use this opportunity to deliver this message, to tell the Zoo media to stop, reporting and, giving some credence to some individuals like Nnamdi Kanu, in order not to make people to begin to see him as somebody that is being, regarded or, held in high, esteem. This is the main message that he came to deliver. But let me tell you, Mr. Bwala, or terrorist Bwala. Let me tell you, terrorist Bwala, that the same media you are talking to wants a product that sells their, how do I put it? Want they always source for information that sells their product. I am telling you, terrorist Boala, that the same media you are talking to now, delivering your useless message and begging them to stop, keying into Nnamdi Kanu's matter and, making people to see him as a highly held and regarded individual, always, whether you like it or not, they always source for information that sells their product. If you know, you know. Go and check last court appearance of Nnamdi Kanu. Check all their videos and go back to the last time he was in court till that very day he appeared in court, and tell me if they have ever had any news or information, including whatever your so-called Mr. President did, whether his national broadcast, national, speech or whatever. Just go from their A to Z, from their platforms, and check from the last time of Nnamdi Kanu appeared in court till this last one, if they have had any video or news that has sold, that has gotten more views and engagement than Nnamdi Kanu's appearance to court. So you can't stop them because they know what they are getting. Go and check. Start from the last time Nnamdi Kanu appeared in court last year till this one he appeared the other day. Go and check all their videos and news. If anyone has sold both on viewership and engagement, go and check. If any of those media has any video that has sold and attracted, engagement, than Nnamdi Kanu's case, a court appearance. Go and check it. So you can't stop them. You can never ever stop them, because every station wants information that sells their product. Now, having shown you this, let me show you now, because we can't rely on this. We have more news to talk about. Nnamdi Kanu has sent a message to the Biafran people and, of course, the world at large. We are going to listen to the word of Nnamdi Kanu through his lawyer, Barrister Lawyer Jimako, or should I say through his lead counsel, Barrister Lawyer Jimako. And then after that, we will listen to a certain information that is coming from America. Now, we are going to read this from Sahara Reporters, which said, "I rather die in detention than face trial by biased judge or court." Nnamdi Kanu. This was yesterday. We were actually trying to do this broadcast yesterday, this very one, but we were, rudely interrupted by the network, or should I say internet. Kanu made this statement in an open letter to the public, which he personally signed from his detention at the Department of State Services, DSS. The letter was made available through his special counsel, Barrister Lawyer Ejimako. Now, the letter reads in part. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has declared that he would prefer to remain in detention for the rest of his life rather than be tried by a corrupt and biased court or judge. We cannot stop reading this. You get why? If with this first, paragraph called stanza, if with this very first place that I have highlighted, we cannot stop reading it to our people and to the public. Are you paying attention? We are not going to stop reading it. because it means a lot. You understand? The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has declared, he did not say has advised or said, has declared. Do you know the meaning of declaration? Has declared that he will prefer to remain in detention for the rest of his life rather than be tried by a corrupt and biased court or judge. This very word cannot be over. You can't stop talking about it. And he can never say it better than this. He rather remain in detention for the rest of his life. In fact, let me tell you, because this very statement was made available yesterday, early morning yesterday, very early morning, or should I say late night, day before yesterday. Late night, day before yesterday, anyway, depending on where you are listening from. And then, boom, Mr. Buala, or what is Mr. there? Terrorist Buala, boom, Ezipia. Also not Christian. Ezipia, boom, Daniel. Omapatana TV. Because this very statement, ube kobu, ube amalon diori n'akụkụ afọ alabafa. Oh, we are thinking that we are breaking this man down. We are thinking we have broken him down. We are thinking we have held him enough for him to begin to get weak, for him to begin to rethink, for him to begin to say, no, I know they do again. No, I don't like this place. This place is draining me. This place is taking my energy. This place is destroying my life. No, I don't want to do again. But this very apart from the statement and the challenge by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the criminal judge, life in the court. Apart from that, they thought it was just a joke. Maybe after that now, Oga back to DSS. Maybe they will send some people to go and talk to him. Maybe he will begin to reflect in order to, go back to his statement and the way he challenged the judge and, say, maybe I have provoked this judge. Maybe he may come back again and, sentence me or something like that. They never knew. Udu won wapazo. Ogini. Farmaron udu won wapazo. This last one, Nanke Bazwa, hit her so hard. That's why I thought you send their terrorist Boala to come and speak and talk to media to stop promoting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Media is not promoting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is no media capable of promoting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a name is far bigger than the names of any media in the zoo. I am not, this is not, you don't hide it, it's true. The name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is bigger than the name of any media in the entire Zoological Republic, including NTA, Nigeria Television Authority. Yes. So there is no media that has the capability of promoting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can't promote him. Can you promote Nelson Mandela? Can you promote Mahatma Gandhi? Can you promote George Washington? You can't promote these names. So I want them to know how we see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mad people everywhere. Emalifi for the release of Mazi Samuel. Those of you, because I can't see no kepu, when some people may whisper. Now, actually, may protest in Finland, something like that. I'm not sure, but there's no evidence for this. But anything here, man, whoever that is organizing it, go ahead and organize it. Go ahead. Anybody who is doing it, go ahead and do it. Even though I don't showcase it, no problem. Go ahead and do it. Anything you know you can do, do it. For those of you who are praying for unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu, first of all, pray for immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Kanu made this statement in an open letter to the public, which he personally signed from his detention at the Department of State Services DSS. The letter was made available through his special counsel, Barrister Loy Ejimako. Kanu vowed, hey, wait, those Sahara reporters, just decided, or should I say, did they decide to report things the way they are, or they have repented? Let me continue. Makarandi boseto eto wogiri or bansi. Kanu vowed, that word means a lot, that if it will take the rest of his life, if we take the rest of my life in detention to produce me before a proper and impartial court, so be it. But let me say this for the world to know: I will not succumb to any trial conducted by any judge or court whose jurisdiction does not pass constitutional muster. Not now, not ever, he said in the letter. That is the word of Nnamdi Kanu. You can never ask, is it true, when you hear this? Not now, not ever. You won't ask again, is it true? You're not going to ask that, because that is the word of the lion. Ogene. Onananuolum, please let me know if you can hear my voice. We are live on two different platforms. One is our main channel, which is Biafra Unite in capital letter. And of course, the second one is our sister channel, which is Biafra Unite TV. We are live in two channels. If you can hear me from both, wherever you are listening from, let me know in the comment section. Our leader is speaking. Not now, not ever. Ogene. I have been compelled by the event of the past few days to take the unusual step of writing this open letter for the singular purpose of calling the attention of the general public to the serious executive and judicial fraud being perpetrated against me since my extraordinary rendition in 2021, Kanu said. He recalled that in a judgment entered on March 1, 2017, the Federal High Court in Abuja ruled that the IPOB is not an unlawful group. This landmark ruling made by the court before it turned unjust emanated in criminal proceedings that required proof beyond reasonable doubt, and in which the federal government and my humble self presented our respective cases. Alas, instead of the federal government to go on appeal as the law mandated, if they are dissatisfied with the judgment, the former Attorney General Abubakar Malami, whom I have repeatedly told you is the one persecuting Nnamdi Kanu and blackmailing Binta Nyako with the case of her husband. I have told you this repeatedly. Went behind closed doors with a letter signed by late Abba Kyari and got IPOB proscribed/tagged a terrorist group in an ex parte proceeding conducted without notice to me or to the IPOB. This abominable incident was the earliest sign yet that the government and its judiciary have struck an unholy and fraudulent alliance to deny me my rights and thereby imperil the lives and liberty of millions of who identify with IPOB. He further recalled that on October 26, 2022, a federal high court declared his extraordinary rendition and detention as unconstitutional. According to the IPOB leader, the court stated that the manner of arrest and detention of the applicant, Nnamdi Kanu, in Kenya, his continued detention in Abuja, his subjection to physical and mental trauma by respondents. The inhuman and degrading treatment meted out to the applicant amounts to a brazen violence of the applicant's fundamental right to dignity of his person and threat to life under Section 34(1)(a) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of the Zoo as amended. He quoted the court as saying, he noted that the court further ordered the zoological government to apologize to him and pay him compensation. And those idiotic and brown-enveloped journalists interviewing Boala could not remind him of this, all these things that I'm reading right now. They were unable to respond or to even ask him all these important questions that I'm reading out, which are all truth and are all in the public domain. And they call themselves journalists. Nigeria is in trouble, I'm telling you. Kanu said, in a responsible and well-ordered society run by a responsible government, this government is sufficient to have ended my lengthy detention and encourage the federal government to constructively engage me on the issue of the self-determination agitation that triggered this whole saga. He also recalled that on October 13, 2022, the Court of Appeal held that courts must never shy away from calling the executive to order when they resort to acts of executive lawlessness. Quoting the Court of Appeal, he said, the duty of the courts is to maintain a balance between ensuring that law and order is obeyed and the protection of the individual from oppressive actions by the executives. By the forcible abduction and extraordinary rendition of the appellant, Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya to this country on the day of June 27, 2021, in violation of international and state laws, the lower court of indeed any court in this country is devastated of jurisdiction to entertain charges against the appellant. Kanu noted that despite the clarity of the appeal court judgment and its comportment with reason, the Nigeria government refused to release him from detention. It went behind closed doors and connived with the three other justices of the Court of Appeal who fraudulently and swiftly sat on appeal over the judgment and practically destroyed it by issuing that they termed a stay of execution. He said this stay of execution was had only but once and for the first time on the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. This is the man that we are talking about, where the entire zoological republic gathered to formulate a law and a word in order to keep him in the custody. A law and a word that does not exist in their constitution. That is the state of things. Have you now seen why I told you that the court of the zoo can never ever grant Nnamdi Kanu freedom? It left for us. One may then ask, if it's not abominable for a court to stay a judgment the government already disobeyed. He said, it is not possible. It is not done anywhere in the world. He further stated that in multiple cases, the Supreme Court has held that anybody who disobeys a related court order cannot be given any judicial relief until such order is obeyed. He said, this is a sound reasoning that applies to everybody, but is fraudulently overlooked when it comes to my case. Fast forward to December 15, 2023, when the Supreme Court sent back my case to the Federal High Court for trial. For the avoidance of doubt, that was not the only decision the Supreme Court made. It also decided that my bail should not have been revoked, and it went on to state clearly that the judge exhibited significant and unacceptable bias by revoking my bail, which Nnamdi Kanu also told the Binta Nyako, who called herself a judge, that she is biased. She is biased. Now, in a sane society, Nnamdi Kanu continued, one would expect that when the High Court received my case from the Supreme Court and hunkered down for trial, it was also duty-bound to restore my bail in line with the pronouncement of the Apex Court. But that did not happen. Why? Well, your guess is as good as mine, and that is the court connived with the federal government to continue my detention in violation of Section 287 of the Nigeria Constitution, while they plotted to railroad me through an unfair trial that already has a predetermined verdict, which already has a predetermined verdict. You understand? Which they, this is very, very important place, which already has a predetermined verdict, meaning that those who are holding Nnamdi Kanu has already written the verdict and handed it over to the judge, just to come to the court and read it out. These are why you must do everything within your right to pressure and pray for the immediate release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Because I can tell you for free, you see, I know they listen to propaganda. I don't listen to propaganda, my people. I don't. Nigeria government is celebrating since the arrest of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are celebrating. Anybody telling you any other thing is lying to you. They are celebrating. They are celebrating. I didn't come for anybody. I'm telling you just the truth. So, for our PM to come out, do it, especially those in authority. He continued, on September 24th, 2024, I decided that I have had enough of taking my chances at getting justice from a judge that in June 2021 sent me to secret police detention without fair hearing. Later refused to transfer me to prison to better prepare for my trial and kept it all by refusing and kept it all by refusing to restore my bail and instead ordered an accelerated trial in the face of the reality that I will never get a fair trial whilst detained at the DSS. These are the major reasons that compelled me to request recusal of the judge, and having consented to it, she proceeded to make an order removing herself from my case. That order was never challenged on appeal, thus it remains extant to this day. But instead of the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court to do the lawful thing by assigning my case to another judge, he connived with the federal government to eat crow and send my case to a judge that stands recused by a valid order. Ifela anara eme Nigeria. Ifela adịrọ ndị zoo n'anya because the whole world is watching. These are the reasons Musa was denied visa. One of the reasons, though, I'm coming there in a jiffy. Just hold on. To conclude this open letter, let me make it clear that it should in no way be construed to mean that there are no decent judges in Nigeria that can be trusted to deliver even-handed justice in my case. There are judges like those who had his case in the Court of Appeal and released him unconditionally, and even asked the so-called federal government of the zoo to apologize to Nnamdi Kanu. But what did the executive do? They rejected the order. They violated the court orders. They violated the court orders, which has already made the law of the land inconsequential and irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Once the executive, those who are who supposed to be the custodians of the law, violates the law, then you have made not just the law, but the constitution of the land irrelevant and inconsequential. That is how it is. So as the zoo is right now, it is being run by an irrelevant constitution. Yes, that is the reality. So we will continue to expose them. We will continue to expose them to the maximum. The zoo called Nigeria is being run by a no constitution. Anytime they come and tell you 1999 constitution has amended, they are fooling themselves, because this same constitution, or the so-called constitution, is irrelevant because it has been violated by those who are supposed to be the custodians of the law. Hello, Melo. That is not the issue. That is not the issue. Instead, the issue is that my case is deliberately being shielded from the judges and justices that are deemed to be committed to doing justice, even when it means that the federal government must lose. These are the words of Nnamdi Kanu, Akoroya Mary, directly from our leader. And according to his word, he said, I rather spend my entire life behind bars instead of standing trial by corrupt and biased judge and Nigeria court. What does that tell you? That means he is still hoping on us. Chai! Nnamdi Kanu is sending message to us. In Urifokuru, I hope everybody is listening. I am sure that all and sundry is listening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is telling us, anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo, anyị nwa bụ ndị Biafra, ụmụnne ya ndị o ji wee nwee nchekwube n'ụwa. No, say, I rather remain behind bars instead of standing trial in Nigeria court under a biased and corrupt judge in the corrupt and biased court of the zoo. So, Zimunago called the Naka. And how do we do it? We must force the hand of the zoo to lose Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to force their hand to lose Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oliver Soku Kwanyo Gwala Malogo. Now, having said this, and of course, we are going to move into this very matter now.
Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school. Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
Now, this is very, very deep. This is very, very, very deep. Very, very deep. As it stands right now, I want to show you the things we will be discussing tomorrow. This one is number one. This very one that I just played right now is number one. And then this very one you are going to see right now. This very one is number two. This very one you are seeing right now is number two. Let me play it again.
Behind the visa denial.
There's an event to honor our veterans, those that were injured during battle. Remember last year, the Duke of Sussex visited Nigeria with his wife. Through the Invictus, they have a foundation that they try to raise the morale of troops all over the world that have suffered one form of deformity or the other in the course of defending their individual countries. So we're supposed to be there. And actually, half of my team have already gone, but unfortunately, the Canadian Embassy, for knowledge best known to them, denied us visa.
Mumu man. Mumu man. So this is going to be of course, the number two. And then you all know this man. this man said something very, very, very important to, of course, to the first video that I played concerning, he said something concerning the first video that I played. You all know him, called Very Dark Man. So he tried to analyze the first video where American congressman and the former military general, that man that spoke, that American congressman, American senator, the congressman that just spoke, is actually a former military general who retired from American military reserve, and then he became a politician. A lot of people are not aware. So this very man, Very Dark Man, I came across his video, this very video, and he was actually talking about that very man and the exposition from that man. And it was interesting. Very, very interesting, I can tell you. So the third video that we will be analyzing, the first one will be Musa. You see the shame. I don't want to analyze it right now because of time, because I want to, allow some of our Biafran people to call in and make their contribution to this very broadcast. It is very, very important, even if it's two persons before we clock 2 hours, then that will be okay, because from 2 hours we'll start winding down. So this very man called Very Dark Man said something, but I'm not going to, critically analyze him, because he has been doing a good job, though he's not a freedom fighter. Some people may see him as a freedom fighter, but he is not. He is an influencer. That is what he is. That is not just what I called him, but that is what he is. He's an influencer, though he has impacted some people. He has helped some people. So, but there are some words he cannot say. There are some words he cannot say, but a freedom fighter will help him say it. So we'll be analyzing it tomorrow. We don't have time to analyze it right now. 3 videos tomorrow will be analyzed and properly put to bed, especially that of Musa and the American congressman exposition of sponsorship, American government under Joe Biden and Barack Obama sponsoring terrorism, especially in Africa. Now, now, without further ado, the line is open. Those of you who would like to call in, you are welcome. Or should I even, let me just post the link. Let me post the link so that if you want to join me in the studio to make your contribution, you are highly welcome. Right now, the link is in the comment section. Kindly click the link and join me as fast as possible, because we have 15 more minutes to go. If you come in, I will be giving everybody 2 minutes to make their comment or ask their question, and then we will, of course, wrap it up from there. So the link is right now in the comment section. Wherever you are watching from, click the link in the live chat section. Click the link and make sure that you enable your microphone while you are joining. You are going to say allow. You are going to see allow StreamYard to use your microphone, and then you click allow so that you can be able to speak once you join my studio. Let's listen to this very video again, because this is going to be the first video that we will be analyzing tomorrow. People will no get shame. People will no get shame.
Veterans, those that were injured during battle. Remember last year, the Duke of Sussex visited Nigeria with his wife. Through the Invictus, they have a foundation that they try to raise the morale of troops all over the world that have suffered one form of deformity or the other in the course of defending their individual countries. So we're supposed to be there. And actually, half of my team have already gone, but unfortunately, the Canadian embassy, for knowledge best known to them, denied us visa. So I wasn't sure, and so I wanted to be silent about it. But when we couldn't get the visa, I said, this is blessing in disguise.
Now, following this revelation, the National Security
This is blessing in disguise. On your qualo. Ojua mone juavo. Mad people everywhere. On your qualo. Ojua one juavo. Listen in this, guys. Hey.
Advisor Nuhu Ribadu had strong words for the Canadian embassy.
Thank you for the courage to say that Canada denied you. They can go to hell. Even though it's painful, it's disrespectful, but we are people. We are strong. And I agree with you. We have to fix our country. We have to do it well. Yes, this disrespect is too much.
They are crying.
So, yet is another reason why we work hard to make Nigeria work and be respected.
Hey. Hello, Mel.
What do you guys think? Was this just routine visa policy, or is there...
You the craze. Thunder on fire you. Which routine? Did they anyway? I don't want to make comment on this until tomorrow. MNK, unfortunately, I'm not going to get you to speak on this on the screen because you didn't just allow your microphone. You did not allow your microphone, so it's not going to be possible for you to speak. Or Joe Samson, please grab the microphone and speak to us. Or Joe Samson, go ahead and talk to us.
Good evening, Biafrans.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Can you hear me?
I am talking already. Please go ahead. Or George Samson, go ahead and speak. And for those that have questions, please bring it on. Or just Samson, you need to go out and come back again because it seems like you're having issues from your side. Go out and come back again. Okay, Prince Uche, please grab the microphone. Okay, Prince Uche is not there. Eze, thank God. Eze, thank God, please grab the microphone and speak. Eze, thank God, are you there?
Yeah, good evening, Nawa, my brother.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Please go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah.
MNK, you are still doing the same thing. You need to go out completely and use the same link and come back again. Device not connected. Your device not connected. Go ahead, Eze.
I thank God for you and your good work and good analysis. In fact, I'll be worried for so long about your absence in the media. So I thank God for your return. God bless you. I thank God for everything you have analyzed this night. You see, this government, this called zoo, do not want to do any good thing about anything about Igbo. And it is unfortunate that our politicians has been a stooge and a slave to this unscrupulous elements called themselves leaders. It is a pity. It is really a pity. I'm saying this, our leaders in the Biafra strong. I have been saying this, and I will try to pass this message across. Europeans has failed us woefully. In fact, they have failed us woefully, starting from Ojukwu to Azurike to Nnamdi Kanu and now Simon Ekpa. I'm of opinion that our leaders should turn now to Asia and seek support from Asia, go to Russia, because those people have failed us. They are working hand to hand with the British. We know what British can do and what British mean to us. They don't want to hear anything about us. And it's like British has influenced all the European countries. Why not try Asia, other continents? If we keep doing one thing, we cannot expect different results. But if you try different things, you may have different results. I think by now, we are in the war called guerrilla warfare for about 3 years now with Nigeria. We need the Russian support. Even not for anything, even for arms, we need the Russian support by now. I think by now, we should have something to do with Russia. I don't want to pass this message across. Let the leaders think about it. Europeans have failed us woefully, right from Ojukwu to Effion, to Azurike, to Nnamdi Kanu, to Simon Ekpa, and now Orabeze. I don't think there should be any difference. Let's try another thing. Let's not keep doing one thing and expecting different results. It's not possible. Let's try another thing and expect another result at the same time. Thank you. I want to keep it here so that others should come in and express their own view. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you for your contribution. And on that note, we will be calling it short from here. I wanted to end at 2 hours exactly. And the time right now is almost 10 p.m. in Biafra time. It is 59 minutes to 10. 59 minutes past 9 p.m., which is 1 minute to 10. So please, we are going to continue tomorrow. I wanted this broadcast to be just 2 hours. Thank you all. May God bless you for listening. I'm sorry if you are not able to speak. We are going to continue tomorrow. Thank you all. If you have any question to me, please bring your question tomorrow. Ask your question and your question will be answered. Thank you all. May God bless you for listening. From me from here, it is good evening.